Hey guys, I'm going to be looking at the good, the bad and the ugly for DayZ 0.63 right now. The game is still an experimental, so everything is due to change, but right now is also the time to criticize changes you don't like, and if you don't like any content, you gotta speak up. If you disagree or agree with any of these points, just comment down below, but please don't go full DayZ fanboy or, don't go full DayZ is dead and all that bullshit. Without further ado, let's get started. Right off the bat, this game looks great. The map is big and it has a lot of places to visit. If you are camping in a lecture or walking along the many hiking trails, you can always enjoy the graphics. Plus, the game has great performance. Scopes are looking great, and while they aren't 3D rendered scopes, it's a big improvement compared to the scopes from the previous update. Along with the scopes is the fluid gunplay. The new movement animations and stamina have created fun and well-paced combat situations. The new impact effects are looking great and add a completely new level of chaos in close quarter combat. The new jumping is great. I can see it being used a lot more freely than the old jumping animation. It does need its tweaking here and there, but the foundation is looking promising. Holy! Oh, I just did a 40 fucking meter jump. Overall, there's a lot of good things in DayZ 0.63 right now, but these were the ones worth mentioning to me. A lot of these things are going to change, but I think it's the right time to criticize them to make sure they don't get overlooked. If you disagree with me, that's fine, and I would be happy to see your opinion in the comments. But without further ado, let's get into the bad. The damage system is not consistent. Sometimes you kill a player with one shot to the upper chest, and the other time you shoot him 3 times in the upper chest without seeing any damage done. This is because the vital organs, but honestly I think that system makes the gunplay worse. I hope this gets balanced out when they add shock damage back in, but I have not heard anything about shock damage in a long time from the devs, so I'm really wondering what's going to happen with that. Starvation and dehydration is too extreme at the moment. It punishes people for getting a bad spawn, and I don't think it's fair to do that to new players who want to get back into DayZ. It only scares them away and it's not good for the player base. But I also know there's a lot of people who like the hardcore aspect of DayZ. That's why I think the DayZ devs should add 2 versions of DayZ, a hardcore and a casual version. There is already a hardcore and a casual version for the servers, but it only means first person and third person. If they could make the POVs a separate server option, you could have an actual hardcore version of the game, which has more zombie damage and faster starvation and dehydration, for example. This segment is for things I don't like, but they don't really affect the gameplay. A lot of these things are bugs, but I still think it's valid to name them. The death screen. The death screen ruins the atmosphere. It just pops straight to a black screen when you die, and it feels so anticlimactic. You're fighting, and then all of a sudden it just turns to a black screen. I feel like the only time the death screen should pop up like it does now is when somebody headshots you. When you get hit in the body, you should bleed out and slowly fade to black. That would be a more fitting ending to your character, and it would make everything so much more dramatic. Gun animation glitches are just happening left and right at the moment, but the worst one is definitely the bug where the gun is not pointing where the crosshair is. It's the worst bug because when you ADS it throws you off your sights, and it happens so frequently. The M4. The M4 has a lot of problems right now. For example, the gun only has one texture. Ruined and pristine M4s look precisely the same, and when you take the mag out of the gun, it still shows a mag in the gun. There's also no animation when going into ADS. Other than that, it works fine, but it just looks ugly, and I don't know why they didn't add everything in yet, since the M4 is already an existing gun, they have the models. Anyway, if you guys disagree with any of these points, please comment down below and tell me what you think. Please stay respectful, and thank you for watching.
If I go out, I'm going out on my own terms. I got it.